What's up, Canes fam? This is Spiked Rob coming back at you. I apologize for all of the technical difficulties before, but it wouldn't be a Spiked College Football show without technical difficulties. So I'm going to try and get through this painful recap of Blake Baker's Cheez-It Bowl strategy or lack thereof as fast as possible, mostly because this was a pain in the butt to get put together because I hate the way he does his defense. So three things to look out for as we go through this review. One is the more passive our secondary is, the more Oklahoma State takes advantage of us, and how many different times we can almost intercept the ball or almost get them off on third down, and we can't do it. The other part to remember is that when we're actually aggressive, our defense is incredible, as it's been throughout this entire past season. So, anyway, start off. Our corner starts way off the ball. We gives up an easy first down, 14 yards. And you could keep an eye out for the blitzes and the zones that we're trying to do here. But the zone blitz scheme doesn't work for us. I'm not saying that it can't work for us, but Baker's not the guy to do it. Next play, we do have a pass breakup off of a play action and a throw deep. Corey gets a good look. There is a lot of stuff that happened in this game that was also bad luck, I suppose, or poor officiating. But at the end of the day, our defense was not up to snuff. And our offense we were in a position to win the game and we didn't do that. So none of this is ever super exciting to go over. Oklahoma State does a play action pass, gets 5 yards. Every time they did the play action, they sucked in our linebackers. Just as every time they did the option run, Spencer Sanders gets to run clean for at least 5 yards or more. So here we go. 3rd and 5, we have an opportunity to get them off the field, and we give up the first down right at the first down marker, right over the middle of the field in the heart of our defense. And here we go, 9 yards on a pass that we basically threw in the direction of the blitz. Every time they blitzed him, he threw right over the top. And our linebackers rarely, at least in the first part of the game, were ever on the line of scrimmage. So they were running from compared to the shotgun that OK State was in, and our linebackers are starting 5 or 6 yards back, they were going to have to run about 15 yards to get to the quarterback. And it's never going to happen. So dropping DNs into coverage is not going to help with that. Wide receivers are starting off the line. They're way faster than our DNs. I don't care who they are. Anyway, so similarly, another play action pass, another easy reception, because everyone on our linebacking core had to account for the run. As you can see there, Oklahoma State basically went most of the game without having to actually establish a run game. So even on quick passes that he kind of just dumped out there, it was for a loss. Great. 2nd and 12. Stop him for 6 yards. Here we go. Here's the bend, don't break off defense. 3rd and 6 on the Miami 30. Incomplete, which it was supposed to be broken up by Corey Couch, but it was actually just a poor throw. So they decided to go for it on 4th and 6 because that's how much respect they have for our team, and they score. So I guess they really had no respect for our team. I'm going to highlight the inside backer. It's BJJ, Bradley Jennings Jr. He's starting very close to the line here. What he decides to do instead, off of this deep pass on the rollout to the left, the safety comes up and Jennings does not blitz. He runs sideways. I don't know why you put him that close to the line if he's not actually going to blitz and pressure the quarterback. But, this is part of the reason why the play breaks down. So in this particular play, and something that they did all game to us, is something that also happens in chess. It's called the pin attack. We've got the bishop here for the white pieces for the offense, attacking all the way across the map to this rook over here. Similarly, we've got the queen on one end of the board attacking this bishop all the way across the board. And as you can see, they go through this piece, the knight that's stuck there in the middle. He is pinned, or she is pinned. The knight piece is completely pinned here, which means that if the knight moves, for example, if we decide to take the other knight with the bishop and force the knight to move, everything falls apart. As soon as that knight moves out of position, everything falls apart. So in this particular case, OK State is trying to pin this linebacker. It's Keontra Smith, but the receiver is basically in a much better position to just blow right by him And we put our safety, Gervin Hall, way back here. All they want to do is get Gervin Hall to move on this 4th and 6 play, and everything falls apart. So the way they're going to do that is use this running back, number 0, as you see here from the other angle. He's running out into the flat, and there is our safety, the guy who started 15 yards back, and he comes up to try and guard the running back out of the backfield. Again, Bradley Jennings Jr. is on the right-hand side. He's not getting anywhere close to the quarterback, so I don't know what's going on here at all. But they basically use this pin against him. As soon as Gervin Hall moves out of position, they've got a wide open receiver in the back, and there's nothing. I mean, there's about 5 yards of space. It's hard to tell from the angle, but there's 5 yards of space between 80 and number 4, and it's pathetic on 4th and 6. Let's put it that way. So from what should have been a 3 and out early in the game, we played soft. They took advantage. So they get the ball back again next time. Spencer Sanders scrambles because he doesn't have anybody. He gets right off the edge and goes that way. I'm thinking around this time, the offensive coordinator for OK State goes, if Spencer Sanders can scramble for a first down, maybe we can start using option plays against Miami. Keep an eye out for that. And this very complicated blitz scheme that we have here does nothing if you can't pressure the quarterback and contain him, which we did not do. 2nd and 3, another pass, easy pass for first down because we're playing soft. What else is new? Let's see. Here, we play even more soft, 17 yards, and he gets it right over the top against trips. Our safety's not even in the same zip code. Like, I get that he's playing over the top so you don't get beat deep. That really doesn't help when we're giving up chunk plays like this. The play action pass opens up everything. They have to respect the run, even though they haven't run the ball yet. And they give up a big 17-yard play, come back to the line. We actually get pressure this time, but they still managed to get a catch off of it. And you see where the blitz is coming from there. It's fairly elaborate. I don't like the way that the scheme is set up at all, but hey, it did get pressure, so I guess that's good. But still, even with the broken play and a tipped pass, our defense failed to convert an interception. Let's see. Another 5-yard pass. Played outside, and off the blitz, he just threw it right into the flat because why wouldn't you? Now they finally run the ball. First design run of the game, it goes for 29 yards to the Miami 10-yard line. Right off tackle, our linebackers overran it, left it wide open. We blitzed the other linebacker, and also the defensive end ended up blitzing, stunting inside. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it looked from the scheme that they put the guys kind of in position, but they sat back, misread the play. And because our safeties are literally in Hawaii, we're giving up chunk plays every single time. This is no different from the North Carolina game. So then how do we make up for it? We stack the line a little more. This time the linebackers do read it right. We do plug the holes, and voila, we get 0 yards on the ground. But it's a lot of hit or miss. We could also move the safeties up, hint, hint. Anyway, so 2nd and goal on the Miami 10. We give them an extra free play and 8 yards. Gervin Hall clipped the guy, even though the pass was very much not catchable. Keep another eye out for how many pass interference calls we get this game. It's a whole lot. Let's see. 1st and goal on the 10. They run the same running play they've run 3 times now. The first one went for 20-something yards. Second one went for 0. Third one went for a touchdown. So they're just going to keep doing it because it works. And again, we blitz off the edge. The defensive end goes inside again. And it's just watching the stupid show on repeat. I don't know why you call that same formation on the 2-yard line, but whatever. Anyway, they get the ball back again. This one's because we didn't convert on 4th down. He overthrows Stoner on the outside, and there was a little bit of pressure up the middle, so that's good. But again, when our inside linebacker starts 15 yards away from the quarterback, I just don't know how you expect him to get pressure. I don't care who the inside linebacker is. So anyway, 2nd and 10, he completes it. This time, again, off of the play action, sucks in the linebackers, opens up space behind, and their receivers just did a good job of getting the catch. So 3rd and 1, they try to get really stacked because, again, we need to stop them on 3rd down. We don't even bother to cover the receiver in the flat, so he just throws it for a quick 5-yard play, and they get a first down. And it doesn't really matter what our inside guys does. DJ Ivey wasn't in position. So they decide to run the actual play next time, 1st and 10. and they actually run off tackle like like they wanted to. And we do actually bring pressure from our safeties, though we did not bring any extra heavy linemen. We kept everybody out there like we normally do in our 4-3. And so, I mean, not bad for a 2-yard run. Could have been a lot worse. Second 8, they decide to run again, right up the gut. This time we blitz into it, so it's good. And finally, 3rd and 7, we don't stop them. They give up another 32 yards for a touchdown. This one was even easier. He literally ran a hitch, like an inside route that was right in between our zone for our linebacker and our corner. And then 2 people missed tackles, and dude walked into the end zone. So just horrible stuff for the first quarter. They get the ball back for the start of the second quarter, run the play, and here at least we're becoming more aggressive. 10 people within 6 or 7 yards of line of scrimmage is great. The only person who makes the tackle is our free safety, who's 17 yards away. I already did a thread on this. Bubba Bolden should never be more than 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Never, ever, ever, ever. But watch the FS every single time. Here, he had to recover and he couldn't run back to his normal position. And shockingly, he's close to the line of scrimmage and he makes a great play, 5-yard loss. Next play, he's about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage again, and they decide to throw away from him, roll away from pressure when it was obvious from the way the formation was that we were only blitzing one side. And he throws a good pass. I mean, I'll give him credit, but he also throws away from Bolden, over the top, easy conversion. Then they get another run. Again, Bolden's way the fuck off the line. They blitz. We blitz. They run away from us, or they blitz and they pass away from us. Like that's just how this whole game went. So they get another 13 yards, and this time they did a scramble for 3 yards, where they did basically a trick play where it was supposed to be a reverse pass. Didn't work. I mean, it went fine. It still got 3 yards, but it wasn't as tricky as they thought it was. Hey, they could afford to try it. They were up 21-7 at this point. So then back to normal. We play off the ball. They complete the pass. Our corner misses the tackle, 18 yards. There we go. And they're just rolling. Now they're on their 27-yard line. Then they get another 14-yard pass. They throw a quick screen pass. We miss the tackle. They go for another 14 yards, and they're just rolling all over us. 1st and 10. They do run it, only get 2 yards. This time, BJJ blitzes into the right zone or the right gap, makes a good stop. But it's really hit or miss, right? This one, he tries to do another quick pass, but this time he throws it for only 2 yards. The guy catches it, but only for 2 yards. Corey made a good stop. And 3rd and 6, I want to highlight that FS, Mr. Bolden, is actually close to the line on 3rd and 6. They decide to run it, 2-yard loss. Cameron Williams ended up with the tackle, and they missed the field goal. So all of a sudden, you become aggressive. You put Bubba Bolden near the line. We not only get a stop, momentum shift, good stuff happens. So this is a demonstration, and Bolden actually blitzed along with BJJ. So this is a good demonstration of what I like to call the pawn storm. In chess, there's not really a line of scrimmage, but let's say the middle of the board is the line of scrimmage. A very aggressive approach strategy is to have pawns that break that line of scrimmage and push the action to the other side and try to constrict the other side's space. So in this particular setup, Black has a good push on the right side. He's got the pawn already across the line. White has some guys that can move across the line, but they're stuck. They can't really go anywhere. Black also has an extra pawn that can get across the line very easily and cause even more havoc. And stuff like this allows for the other bigger pieces to do good work, such as the bishop, who can slide behind and not only attack in a line, but attack the best pieces that White has all in one move. So this is just a principle that makes a lot of sense if you decide to be aggressive. Well, here we go. Miami's got 10 guys right next to the line of scrimmage. And what happens? This is their running back, and look at all the guys who are over the line of scrimmage. The pawn storm can work really well. You have to commit to it, though. We did it here. We shut them down. We get only a field goal because De'Ara King got hurt. But then the next play, you get everybody fired up. I mean, Nesta starts going crazy here because De'Ara King got hurt. He wants to show up, right? I mean, that's you gotta play with some emotion, some intensity. Again, free safety is a little closer to the line. They don't get any sort of open looks. Jafari Harvey gets the sack, and all of a sudden they're looking at 3rd and 20. So then they decided to run the ball and punt it. Beautiful. Good stuff, guys. They get the ball back again. Look at all of the linebackers that are on the line of scrimmage here. Yes, Bolden's too far away. I'm not a fan of that part, but hey, he forces him to throw over the top because he doesn't have time to set. Play broken up by DJ Ivy. I like it, guys. This is good, aggressive stuff. This one, not so happy about, but hey, he managed to not get anywhere, scrambled for no gain. Good contained by the defensive line. I'm going to go ahead and say that you don't have to be aggressive every play. You just have to be aggressive enough to force them to consider the blitz and to be scared of it. Here, 3rd and 10, look at the inside linebackers here looking at the double A gap blitz. He ends up throwing it away, can't get it to his receiver. Both the linebackers are over double A gap blitz, one of my favorite plays to call. And all you need to do is make the quarterback think about what's going to happen, and they go 3 and out. It's a beautiful thing. So then that's the end of the first half. We're only down 8 points, even after a horrific first quarter. Come right out, and Nesta goes crazy again, gets a 5-yard loss. This guy isn't going anywhere on the run. Same running play they had before, but now all of a sudden with that energy and that emotion, we're pushing. Now, Bubba's pretty far off the line here. Don't like that. But Bradley Jennings Jr. actually went hard, blitzed all the entire time, and we had good enough coverage to get to him. So we're looking good. 3rd and 23. Spencer Sanders we let him run for 11 yards and punt it. Beautiful. And now we score again, and now we're only down 2 points, and we're moving. And we go back to a very soft, again, they throw the ball right at our soft corner. He gets a first down, but they had a block in the back, so they move him back. Fine. This one, we get the pick, but another defensive pass interference call. So what do we decide to do after that? We decided to play soft again. Well, it's 1st and 10. So they actually run the ball and get very good yardage, though I guess they were holding. So they move it back 10 yards. So this is back to 1st and 20. And again, are we playing aggressively here? Yeah, pretty well. I mean, BJJ's way the fuck off the ball, but he makes a great play. So now 2nd and 19. And we let Spencer Sanders run for 13 yards. How? They just run option. It's not even like a run pass option. It's just literally read the DN. He goes down and it's wide the fuck open. 13 yards to the quarterback on a design run. So then 3rd and 6 is far more manageable. And what do? They get the first down because we play soft defense. I just feel like a broken record looking at this shit. Every time we do poorly, it's because we did a very specific strategy. And every time we do well, it's because we mixed it up. This is not mixing it up. This is, we put 3 linebackers, but none of them are on the line of scrimmage. They're not being aggressive. They're being passive again. We just gave up a big 3rd down, get another 12 yards. They keep rolling, another 11 yards. That would be off the play action pass. Never accounted for that. Sam Brooks makes a good play here on it's a dive play, but kind of a belly play. And then here they call pass interference on Corey again, 2-in-1 drive. Fine, why not? This one was, it was pretty bad. He mugged him. So that was fair. But Corey's the only one trying to be aggressive out there, which doesn't help if nobody else is being that aggressive. Nesta's doing what he can when he gets that bull rush in. But when he doesn't get pressure on his own. We need other guys to pick up the slack. And starting them way off the line from linebackers makes them ineffective. People aren't making plays as the linebacker position unless they run it right at them. So 2nd and 7, another good pass defense. 3rd and 7, hey, we're going to have these guys stop them. No, of course not. This would have made it a 50-yard field goal, and they probably wouldn't have kicked it. Instead, he goes right to him, gets the catch. What are you going to do? This whole time, Bubba Bolden's been nowhere near the line. Just saying. It's a 13-yard, drive, 13-play drive, and he's nowhere to be seen. So they run the ball again, run it right at Bradley Jennings Jr., who gets pushed off his mark, or he was told to blitz the B gap and leave the A gap wide the fuck open in a 3-3-5. I don't know. None of this makes sense to me. Like I said, you're not putting your guys in a position to succeed at all. You're putting a lot of guys on the line. This is good. Hey, run for a loss of 3 yards. Wayne Steed stepping up big. Love it. Why is Bubba Bolden all the way out in China? I don't fucking know, but at least that was being more aggressive. Here, 3rd and 7, we actually get the stop. Gervin actually comes all the way across the line of scrimmage, or the from one side of the formation to the other, makes a great tackle, but also pulls on the horse collar, so they give him a first down anyway. But, that actually kind of worked. Here, we're trying to play very aggressively. Love it. Run, tackle for a loss. Again, this is not fucking new. I mean, this is a long, long drive to give up here because we can't get them off the fucking field. It's supposed to be bend, don't break their offense, not break our defense. So then Spencer Sanders off of the blitz. Again, Bubba Bolden's on the line blitzing, forces him to throw it away. I love this. He's on the line again. Incomplete, defended by a Corey Couch. Settle for a field goal. Shocking that as soon as we move everybody up and become aggressive as fuck, we start having them settle for field goals. Anyway, we come back out, and it's incomplete to Presley. Good coverage. We actually blitzed Gervin Hall. Not a bad look. Here, another pass interference call, so that's number 4 or 5 for the game. This one was bullshit. It was well overthrown, but he had already gotten flagged 3 times, so why not keep tagging him? Okay, so they give him the first down, and despite that, our defense says, fuck you, we're still going to be stopping you. Nesta with another great stop. We're actually trying to apply a little pressure, but again, we're here. What screws us over? We bring Bubba up on the line. Awesome, good stuff. I don't mind the formation. They run a fucking option run again, and he's left wide the fuck open. There's only 2 people on this side of the formation. One takes the quarterback, one takes the dive. This is not hard stuff. Completely unprepared for it. And also the formation begged you to attack that side of the line with a run play. So 12 yards, then they've got their mojo back. Now they're throwing over the top. I mean, not too far, but in that soft zone where there's all this space. So we try to bring them back up. I still think, we've got 3 guys way too far off the line when they're in a heavy formation. So they run right at us, and all they need is 3 yards, and they got 3 yards. When your guys start 7 yards back, it's hard for one inside linebacker to stop that. So first and goal on the 5, what do? We stack the line, and we stop them for no gain. Again, this is not rocket science. You put your guys in position to succeed, and more often than not, they'll do pretty good. Now here they pick on Corey. It was a good play. He ran a quick slant. He beat him. He beat him inside. Corey couldn't stop the pass, even though he was all over him. Fine. Oh, okay. So here we go. They get the ball back. We score again. It's still a 5-point game. He runs option off the end, gets 6 yards. Broken record. They run again. They get the first down. He went off tackle that time. Again, we left the formation wide open on that side saying, go ahead, run it on us. Okay. Zach McLeod's on that end. Like, why are we forcing the offense to run at McLeod? Makes no sense. Anyway, this one, great play broken up by DJ Ivy. Should have been an interception. He literally had it in his hands and he dropped it. And you say, okay, well, at least he made a good defensive play. Well, not really, because the next play, they burn us for 35 yards. That is the difference between being a ball hawking aggressive defense and taking advantage of situations and being a soft passive defense who maybe you get lucky every now and again. That should have been pick number 3 or 4 for the game. And this isn't even a contest then. Even with our 2 fumbles, this should not be a contest. But we did not convert turnovers as a defense. So, ran right up the middle. They try to spread us out a little bit. We stack our linebackers, but they're still so far off the ball that they're not in a position to actually stop the 3 yards gain, from for being shorter than 3 yards. Instead, it's 6 or 5 or whatever. So again, the linebackers are off the ball, and we actually stack a bunch of people in the 24-yard line, which is great. So they run option off the end because our linebackers are stacked in there. The only person who can stop it is Zach McLeod, and he gets completely turned around again. Another 8 yards, first down. It's pathetic. So then the next play, they score the 16-yard pass, and this one's probably the worst of the game in that we play passive again in terms of our setup. Our linebackers are very spread out, and we try to play man-to-man with Gervin Hall on the receiver, and he just gets toasted, and that's just it. So I'm going to show you the end game principle. This is the last touchdown they scored. It's the last one they needed. And in this particular setup, White is trying to checkmate the king, and the rook is right there. He's looking right at the king. The only thing in his way is the black rook trying to prevent that. Well, fine. But an X-ray attack means that you can't move the piece in the middle without losing the game in this particular case. So In this particular setup, white just moves the queen, forces a check and a capture by the rook, which allows the other rook to win the game. Because you have it's so rigid in terms of defense that you have no other options. You either break or you win. It's one or the other. And so in this particular case, we've got Gervin Hall. They're trying to go right through him to the soft spot in the zone because, again, look how far away Bubba Bolden is from the line of scrimmage. Why not? Put him right on the freaking goal line. Sure. So what happens? Right here, Gervin Hall hasn't moved 1 inch from where he started. He's literally standing 5 yards away trying to check the guy and knock him off his route. He fails miserably. You either win or you break. Well, he didn't win. So it's too easy. I mean, he's got this all day. And he catches it and waltzes right into the end zone. Bubba's trying to come over to help, but in this defensive scheme, there is no way on earth that Bubba's going to get there in time to make any sort of difference. That's not on Bubba Bolden. That's kind of on Gervin Hall for not doing a good job, but that's really on the scheme. Why are you setting your guys up like that to make them so rigid and inflexible, especially with the game on the line? So the rest of the game, I mean, hey, Zach McCloud makes a good tackle. The pass is broken up by Bubba Bolden with his helmet. Okay, great. And then here on 3rd and 9, it's incomplete to Brendan Presley. He actually overthrew him. So they go 3 and out. We've got the ball. It's 34-37. This is great. Yeah, but you've already allowed 37 points to be scored. As a defense, I give them credit for stepping up in the 4th quarter to force 2 punts so that we got the ball back twice. This loss is not on the defense, but the hole that we had to dig ourselves out of totally was on the defense. And hell, finally, the defensive end still gets turned around, but Wayman Steed from the outside linebacker position, way not in the play on the right side of the formation, he comes all the way over to make a big stop and force 3rd down. Good stuff. Bill Frierson breaks up the last pass, so we get the ball back. But as we know, we didn't convert. So can we sit here and honestly say that looking at these stats that our offense needed to do more? 512 yards. We had our backup quarterback. I don't think so. I think we look at the fact that this defense gave up 21 points in the first half because Blake Baker's a fucking idiot. And when we adopted a more aggressive approach, it worked. And then we went away from it again later in the game. So we gave up 2 more touchdowns for no reason. And it was not good enough from our defense, and no turnovers. We had fumbles forced. We had passes thrown right to us. We should have had 5 different turnovers throughout the course of the game, and we got 0. So all I'm saying is that this year we have to expect better from our team, and we really have to expect better from Manny Diaz, because this is the kind of defense under him we would have had multiple turnovers. Under him, we would have been aggressive the whole game. This would have been a game that we would have won, or it would have been fireworks and they would have been scoring immediately. But even then, that's not worse than giving up 2 17-play drives, killing time in the second half while we're trying to catch up. That's just draining for our defense, and it's unnecessary. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this review. I'm glad to see the back of Blake Baker because his defensive scheme makes my head hurt, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming season. Go Canes. We'll see you for the Alabama game.